Well, hello and good morning to all. Today we are going to be punching out paper clips because for journaling, bookmarks, gifts, it's nice to be able to do a personalized paper clip. Now I just want to show you one that I did. Okay. Has a little ticket, has a stamp, has a little word, a little piece of burlap, and the back you can see the clip. So that means that this is not a hidden paper clip, because when you put it on the paper and you turn it around, you can see the paper clip. This is a hidden paper clip. And I have a little dangly key and some burlap string to sort of go with the mood of this. Stick it in a piece of paper. When you flip it, you don't see a paper clip because it's hidden. And this is a regular paper clip, not hidden because you can see the back, and this is how it would look on the top of a page for a journal. And then you would turn it around, and that's okay if you can see the paper clip on the other side. That's fine. These are a little thicker, the double ones, because they're doubled. They're doubled up. And now I'm going to show you how easy it is to do a single-sided paper clip. For journaling, I like to use punches. I use them a lot. You don't find them in the Dollar Tree, and that is because the mechanism of a punch is heavy, and it's got to be able to cut. They can't make this to be able to sell it for $1 or $1.25. So that's why you don't see, heavyweight punches in Dollar Tree. And I wish they would figure out how to get them in there because they are a little pricey. Now this is a 1-incher, a good size to have that I highly recommend. And this is 1 3/8. And see, I even write on the bottom of my punches exactly the size, because when I'm doing artwork in the computer and I want to shrink it down because I know I'm going to punch out this size, I just want to be reminded what size that punch is. I also have a 1.5-inch round. So I have all kinds of sizes. And then I have this punch. Now it looks huge. I know it does. It looks big. It's exactly 1.75 inches at the widest point. So it's not quite 2 inches. And I know it looks huge, but this is the size of the heart it punches out. Not too big. And for this punch, let me get this out of the way, because my plan is to put that and lay it on top and glue it on top. Now, in order to do a paper clip with punches, the first thing you have to be able to do is have cardstock. 80 pounds is good. A manila folder, you have some old manila folders, they work great, and the color is just fine. It works well. So the first thing I'm going to do, okay, now this is fairly heavy, is I'm going to distress all around it. So for this paper clip, I've gone around all 3 heart shapes with abandoned coral. Because as you know, I don't like to see the white core of the paper, and I like everything to match from the side. So this is what I used. So when you think about a paper clip, you have to think how many you have to punch out. Now, I have 2 different sizes to choose from. I can do a small one, or I can do a long one. Now, a long one, of course, is going to pop out. So, obviously, I'm going to take this size. And I'm probably going to do the gold one because of the warm color of the manila in the back. So the first thing we have to do, you always put the back of the paper clip always gets the long side. That's important to remember. Okay? And I just realized something. I punched out the wrong side, so I have to do this all over again. Okay, so I didn't put you through any torture. I did this off screen. So this is the size I want. So I'm going to take my gold, and you always do the long side to go behind. Always try to remember that. The long side goes behind. This side is what we're going to glue onto this to make our paper clip. Okay? Now the first thing we're going to do, and this is extremely important, is you want to get double-sided Scotch tape, permanent double-sided tape. I've been using this tape for 20 years. I've never had anything yellow. It never yellowed or made anything I taped to it yellow or anything. Nothing's ever lifted. This is a really good, strong tape. So what you do is you cut off a piece. Okay. I'm going to tape it right there. There. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. And then for these edges, we're going to lift it up so it's not hanging off the edge. I'm going to double it. Okay, so now I didn't even use the scissors. And now the short side goes on the tape side. So I'm going to, and this is going to help to hold the paper clip in place. And it really does hold it quite lovely. It does work. And then you want to make sure this is centered. And that looks just fine. Okay. Now we're ready to glue this on top of this. And I like to have that little thing showing in the center because for a lot of these paper clips, I tie a little bow with that little piece that's showing. This one also, I hung a little key and burlap string. So you do want to do that. So I'm going to take my berry glue, right, the berry glue. And I have to tell you, I did link this. I'll link it again. But berry glue and glues are expensive. And tapes don't go on sale either. But you have to have the right tapes and you do have to have the right glues. or else you're going to have problems with things being permanent. You're going to give something to someone, it's going to fall apart on them. Oh yeah, by the way, this was a double-sided scrapbooking paper from Michaels. And it was definitely too bright on this side. So I distressed it with my distress inks, went over it to sort of dirty it up, and then I like the way it looks. Now, you're never going to, because you now have a piece of metal on this heart. It's never going to match up completely. That's why I do the distressing, so the distressing matches and you can't really tell. But there's going to be, it's really hard to get it exact, but you can get it close enough. And that's why it's important to do all your sides. Because see, I have no core. I have two pieces together and absolutely no core of the paper showing. And that's really important. Okay. And now the next part is I did a smaller heart to put on top. I don't have to. I could put a word. I could leave it the way it is. But my thought was to put a little heart, make it sort of a double. Or, since I already made this mistake, I could put this on top and then put a word, or I could leave it blank. I think I'm going to go this route. Yeah, I think I like that. So I'm going to now take my glue, go around the edge as close as I can get it, not too thick. You don't want to go too thick. Just want to put enough on it. A little here, a little there. Okay. And that should do it. Now the scary part, I got to get it down. I got to sort of center it and kind of move a little quickly because the glues do dry fast. Okay. And if I want, I can put a little word across here. I mean, it's endless. And then the back, you could see it. So here's what it'll look like. And you've now made a paper clip. And you can use this, give it to someone as a bookmark. Here's a gift bag. You could put it on the edge of a gift bag. And then, of course, you can use it in a journal that you're working on. So this one is finished, except I do want to put a little ribbon. So I'm going to find a ribbon that's going to go well with this design. So this is the ribbon that I have. It's a lot pinker. I don't know if you could see that well. But it's a lot pinker. So what I'm going to do is take my distressed ink vintage photo. I did this in my very first video. I could put it in the coffee, which I keep in the refrigerator, that dark coffee. But this works too. It works really fast. Take the ink, dirty it up. Probably thinking, why bother? Well, I'm nuts about color. The color has to be right. I'm going to show you the difference just from what I've done so far. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Okay. Pink. Distressed. See? It gets dull right away. Then it gets to be the color I want it to be. And that's about how much I need right there. Then I'm going to flip it. Got to do the other side. Just hit it. I don't know, I hit it about twice, maybe. And just like smoosh it in good. With the blending tool. Okay. Now I'm going to cut it. Like I said, you always want to cut it on a nice angle. Nice and pointed. This way you could thread it easy. Maybe I want to put a little key on this one. Now, I did purchase these keys. These are going to be too long, but amazing savings, only 99 cents. Great price for crafting. Amazing savings is only located in New Jersey and New York. They have about 14 stores, and they're Jewish owned. So when Hobby Lobby is closed on Sunday, they're open. And I have gone there on a Sunday because I had to see if they had something that I might need. So, just going to pop this off, and we're going to tie it on. So I grabbed the smallest key, because the other ones would be way too big for this. I just string it through, nice big J-ring. Well, I want to make sure, I think I have to flip it this way. So the prettier side. No, I did it wrong again. So you got to flip it to make sure the prettiest side, there it is. The detailed part of the key is showing. So now I'm just going to pull this up. I'm going to tie it in a knot. I'm not too good at this part, as you can see. But it works. Now I'm just going to match up my edges, because that started to fray a little bit. You see that? It's fraying. I can't have that. That's a no-no. Then I want to match this up. And now I do this little cheating thing. It works for me, because I don't want my ribbons all haphazard like that. I want them to look pretty, so I put a tip of this, right? My berry glue, put a little drop, and then I match this up. Then I put one of my clips Any kind of clip that you have works. Oops. What I decided to do, which I thought would be a better idea, is I knotted it again. And that pulled it up. And then all I had to do was, that looks cute. And then I just had to cut these a little bit more. And there it is. That's the first paper clip. And that is sweet. Now I'm going to show you it again, and an easy way to remember what you have to do. Now, this is some thank you cards I have, and they're really cute, and it's made out of a good cardstock, so you could see this is where I punched this out of, and the other heart, and some circles, because this is nice and it's plain. But what I really wanted with this bird is so cute. So I'm going to take my heart, because I already measured this out, so I know it's going to work. And what you can do is you can finagle your punch just to get it just where you want it. And what I had to do was I had to trim the card on the bottom. And I save everything else because I may use this thank you on something. I might cut it out. I can cut this out on a circle punch, right? I could take my circle punch, cut that out. So I don't throw anything out. But I did have to shave that off so I could just push up the punch a little bit more. And I think this is where I wanted it. Okay, I'll give it a nice hard. And that is going to make a very cute paper clip. And I think I'm going to outline it with the distressed ink. I think I'm going to use fired brick. So you can see fired brick is a bit of a dullish red, because I want to sort of work with the color of the bird. I want to emphasize him. I don't want to do it in green, because there's enough green. So let me distress around both pieces, because I have to do the back heart same way, and then the front heart, and then this both sides. Now, as a reminder, you take the double stick tape, and the side of the heart that's going to be hidden, right? That gets the double stick tape. And you just sort of center it. I don't have to measure it perfectly. All I have to do is fold it up, press it down. Pretty easy. Now I take my paper clip. Remember, the larger size goes to the outside, not the part with the tape. This is really important that you remember that. And I'm going to push this in, and I'm going to leave a little bit of, okay, and it's centered. Now, there's my, and you can put, my friend does this, I've done it also. You can put like another piece of tape over it going this way, just to really secure it. But then, of course, you're going to then use the berry glue, so you got a lot going on as far as gluing is concerned. Okay, so this only required me to punch out 2 hearts because they're both cardstock. They were both from this card, which is nice and thick, the back and the front. So I didn't have to worry about anything else. That's how it looks. And of course, I'm going to find a little ribbon to go right there. So I'm going to use the Walmart ribbon that I'm so fond of. Doesn't fray. And I bought it in every color that they had. I hope they bring it back in more colors. So I have a nice point that I can go through here. And now to knot it. I think I'm going to do this a different way. I'm going to put the 2 ends together, pointy sides together, and pull it through together. And then feed them both through the loop right there. Oh, that's perfect. See what I mean? Just perfect. Look at how cute that looks. That covered that. Lovely. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm glad I remembered to do it this way, because this is another option instead of knotting it. I needed to knot the other one because I knew I wanted to hang a little key off of it. You know, I can't have these going in the same direction, so I take the nice, good scissors. I'm going to do it this way. And I'm very happy with the results. I think it's really sweet. Now, just a little word about copyright. If I use up all these cards, I cannot scan this in my computer and cut out more, print it on cardstock and count it out and print it out more, because this is copyrighted. But I can use anything I want. I can cut out anything, use take advantage of the little thank you, everything, as long as I don't scan it in and copy it. So that's just a little hint there. And now I'm going to cut this here. I like that little thank you, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to bend that over. Then I'm going to take my little 1 inch. That's cute. Isn't that cute? I'm just going to put that aside. I just like it. And plus I like it because it's glittery too. See? It's a lovely, lovely card. I really like it. And now for the last one, we're going to use, because I repurpose everything, I have 2 tissue boxes. They just happen to be, I mean, I buy Kleenex, I buy whatever. I buy ones that I like the pattern. So this one I love. I like the pattern. I like the watercolor technique stripe. And this one I like because it has this gold fleck effect, which is really nice also. So the way this is done is the way everything else is done. I take it. I know I want to use a heart on this, and I already spaced this out. So I know I wanted to put this like right there. Like I could look and see where I like it the best. I like it here, but I kind of liked it here. You know, I go, I move it, constantly changing it, but I like it there. So I'm going to pop it out. And the cardboard is very hard. And the reason why it's very hard is because it's doubled right here. So you got to make sure you pull. So instead of doing it from that side, I'm going to flip it over so I don't have so much trouble. That's very pretty. I like that. A lot of nice movement in that one. So this is going to punch much easier. And isn't that lovely? And I have all other things I can punch out from here. So let's see. I think I'm going to take, because I don't want to waste the pretty gold specks, because this is not a hidden punch. So I think I'm just going to do just this part. So this works really pretty, and this is from the other tissue box. I like that watercolor technique. I think that's so pretty. And believe it or not, this is also from the same. I think I want to use this for the back. I think it'll look cute. Alrighty. Now you should know the way this works already. I have to distress around this one, so I'm going to use Faded Jeans. And for this one, I'm going to use green. So for this one, this pattern from the tissue box, I used Library Green because it's pretty deep, but on the bluer side, to make sure I go all around. I don't want the cardboard core to show. I want to make sure I have it all nicely colored. Now you should know the next step by now, which is to find, and I will find mine. It's right here, my double-sided tape. Oop, I didn't do that in the Faded Jeans. I need to do that. Hold it. Okay, that's much better. So now I'm going to put my double stick tape, center it. Oops. So there's the tape. And what are we doing here? Well, we put the big side of the clip on the outside. That always is the way to go. And now I'm going to just push it down. Make sure that's centered. Is it centered? Okay, it's centered enough. Then I'm going to take another piece of double stick, and I'm going to go over. I'm going to make sure this is down good. And now I glue it. One thing I should explain very quickly. You see how it's a little off register? You don't see that because when you put this on, we've already done the faded jeans on that other side, and that's the reason why I do it, because if I didn't do it on both sides, see both sides of this heart, the heart in the back, both sides, I did in faded jeans because it's going to go a little off register, but you really don't see it because it matches the faded jeans on the top part. And that's why that's pretty important. So now I'm going to use a Hobby Lobby ribbon. I might have gotten this for half price. It's really pretty. It's a nice gold. And I'm going to do it just the way I did the other one. I'm going to thread it through. Okay, so that's done, and now I just want to make these even. And going, see, they're both going in the same direction, but that doesn't look as good. I'm going to just turn this around and go the other way. Start at that point. So now they kind of forms a little thingy like that. And there we have it. And you can always shorten these. If you think they're too long, you can go in real quick. Cut it again. It takes me longer to explain it than to actually make it, trust me. Gotta trust me on that. Okay, so I want you to see that you could see the outline of that paper clip. I probably glued it down so hard. So now I have to cover that, which is okay. I'm going to use Dollar Tree butterflies. And then what I do is I separate, so I only have the top part of the butterfly. I don't want all that silver foil. So I pulled it off of this one so that I only have the top of the butterfly, no silver foil. I'm going to glue this on. I actually ended up using double stick tape. It was actually easier, and it glued down. So now my paper clip is completely hidden, but it needs a little something in there. So my sister had sent me these. I think she got them at Dollar Tree. I'm not sure. She sent me some Happy Mail, and Happy Mail is when, you know, crafters send each other things that they purchase and they share it with one of their crafting friends. So I like this color, so I'm going to pull that off with the tip of my X-Acto knife. I'm going to place it down right in the middle of my little butterfly. Okay, and now since necessity is the mother of invention, because I could see that paper clip, I ended up with something much fancier. So that one's finished, and now I'm going to do this one off camera. Maybe I should show you what I'm doing here. For this one, I'm pulling the paper clip down all the way. I'm going to plan this one without a ribbon so that you know you don't always have to have a ribbon. Okay, now I'm going to glue the back. So this one is all glued down, and I have some Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree. That's Dollar Tree logo. These butterflies, but they're doubled. They're doubled up, so they're a little too deep. So what I did is I ripped the top off of it, and then I ripped off the little piece of double stick. And it came off. It didn't damage that at all. Because I like this pink. This pink goes with this little subtle pink in here. I want to emphasize that little subtle pink. So let's see. I think I'm going to put it there. Yes, sirree. Nope, it has too much dimension. I have to pull off the back of this and glue it down. Okay, that works. So now the question is, does he need little antennas? So the way I'm going to do this is I have to practice on the actual tissue box. That's the only way to do it. See if the color is going to stay on. And I have a Sharpie that's actually green. This color is green. So I'm going to see if I can do a nice thin line. Just going to practice. Well, it does work. Now let's see if it smudges. Totally smudges, so I will have to wait a little bit. Should I do it? That's the question. So I do have to wait a little bit to make sure that that Sharpie dries so it doesn't smudge. But it still needs a little head in there. Nothing right there. So, I'm going to take one of these again, and I do like this aqua color. I'm going to use the same color I used. Grab it with my little X-Acto knife, place it. Make sure I have it lined up the way I want it. There you go. And this baby is finished. And even though this paper clip I pulled down all the way so it wouldn't need a ribbon, it looks great. Because sometimes you don't want dangling things off your paper clip depending on what you're going to use it for. Well, I hope you liked this demonstration on single-sided paper clips. There's a variety here, things you can do. This doesn't even have anything glued on top because the card worked perfectly. So let's have fun. Until next time, have a great day.